7 days ago, I opened Unity for the first time. This is what I have now. Let me show you how I got here. Hello friends! In this video I will show you my progress after 7 days of working couple of hours at night. So let's get started. Bear in mind that this video is not going to be scripted, so my apologies for any rumblings or stuttering from my side. And also apologies for my language. English is not my first language, so yeah. Okay, where did I start first? I firstly created my project on GitHub and created a couple of tasks that I wanted to keep check on my progress. So I must be honest, even from the start I had some problems. Unity wasn't starting on my Mac, and the problem was Rosetta 2 wasn't installed, but the main issue was that there was no error or log message that was saying me what is the problem. So I lost a decent amount of time to debug this and make Unity work on my Mac. Okay, for the first couple of days I had to create some assets for my game. I first started with the tile map asset. As you can see, it's a desert biome. I wanted to have some interesting stuff into the desert. As you can see, this is a air purifier, which is strange to be in the desert, but yeah, that was my intention. For the second asset I created the player and the enemy. I also animated them in sprite, so you can see at the end that they have little animations for moving and being idle. Okay, next I imported the assets, but I had problems with importing the assets. I mean, the import was successful, but when I tried to input some asset onto the map, they were very small or tiny, and I didn't know what was the problem. Then I researched and found some very useful YouTube video. I will link it in the description. That helped me very much how assets are working in Unity and all the settings for 2D games. So I will show you shortly what I had to change. When you click on the inspector of the asset, my problem was that pixels per unit wasn't 16, because right now the map here is 16 by 16 and I wasn't fully aware of that, so this was the main issue for me. And the sprite editor was not working as it should because the pixels per unit weren't true. So yeah, I fixed that, and as you can see, the assets are now good. The tile palette now works as it should. I can add stuff or delete. Yeah, yeah, I know, say a lot yeah, but it's my first time talking unscripted, so apologies. Next I made the scene. As you can see, the main scene. I created the player, added the sprite on the player and some physics on the player. I also created a script player controller. I will not go in detail into the code, but you can ask me anything about it. I will explain it to you because I spent a lot of time figuring out what this means. There were times when I will lose 20 minutes only to understand this linear velocity with DAI. How is this functioning properly, and the math behind and all that stuff. So yeah, Next, I created a player. I animated the player using the animation tool from Unity. I will show you at the end how movement works for my enemies or the player. And I made the player move. I used Unity solution for moving. It's a simple solution that allows you to move your player with the arrows on your keyboard. So that was a very, very good experience. I didn't know that existed in games. I thought you need to program your movement, but that saved a lot of time for me. I had to implement the camera movement and camera to be clamped and confined. What is camera movement? You need to move the camera all the time when your player moves, and when you go to the edges of the screen, you don't want the player to go out of bounds or the camera to move to see the let me show you, to see the empty space. So I had to confine the player and the camera as well. That was a little bit tricky for me, but at the end I understood it. But I also figured out that you do this at the start of the game and you never basically touch it. I think so. I'm not experienced, so I guess you never touch it. Next, I made the enemy, and I made the enemy move where my player is, so they will follow me everywhere and make damage to me. But then I realized that let me show you now the demo. When the enemy moves, they move in front of the obstacles, and I didn't like that. It was not intuitive for me, and it was like, I don't know, I didn't like it. So I researched a bit and found some AI asset in Unity that allowed you the enemy to look for the obstacles and not move in front of them, to see the obstacle and move around it. So I found this nav mesh component here that allowed me to make some AI movement on the enemy, and let me show you how this works now. So basically you pick which of the objects on the ground are walkable and not walkable, so the AI knows where to go and not to move above them. Let me show you how this works now. Yeah, you can see this is not a walkable area, so they will not go above the water. This was so interesting to me to make it, and I didn't know it was so possible. It was easy and possible to do it at the beginning of the game, so I am very happy with this result. Of course I will optimize the movement, and their speed is very fast now, so yeah, I lost a day on the movement, so it was worth it. I will also need to say that although I know it's not a lot of progress, but I have a couple of hours at night when my baby sleeps, so I know it's not too much for 7 days, but I think it's enough for me. Still, you come from work and you are tired, and you spend your time with your baby and your wife, and yeah, energy just drains. So I think I'm happy with my progress. So yeah, basically that's it. I hope you enjoyed my devlog, and the next one will be a 14-day progress. So I will report what I achieved in 7 days more. If you like that content, you can subscribe, and see you in the next video. Bye.